recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing. If he openly declares himself to be a communist, we take his word for it. If a person consistently reads and advocates the views expressed in a communist publication, he may be a communist. If a person supports organizations which reflect communist teachings, or organizations labeled communist by the Department of Justice, she may be a communist. If a person defends the activities of communist nations while consistently attacking the domestic and foreign policy of the United States, she may be a communist. If a person does all these things over a period of time, he must be a communist. But there are other communists who don't show their real faces, who work more silently.
Good evening, Twilight Struggle fans, and welcome to an RTSL game here on Derek's channel. Justin Abramson with you. We will get to Derek Miller and J.R. Jones in just a moment. And tonight we've got a real treat for you as Matt Dominski takes on Mike Logan. Matt is a well-known player in the Twilight Struggle community, a guy known for big rolls, big coups, and big swingy plays. So his games are always fun, and we look forward to these ones. Matt, this is his first season in the RTSL, and so we look forward to his ascent up to the Stalin division where I currently am, and I'm sure I'll meet him on my way down on the way. So I've been looking forward to this one. And Matt's going to play as the U.S. tonight. We'll be watching from his point of view. And some good and some bad here, but not a bad opening hand. Derek, what do you think?
I think it's a pretty good hand. I mean, Purge would be a little annoying, but you got Middle East scoring and Nasser in hand, so that's guaranteed. So, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. And yeah, JR and Justin, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, not a bad hand here. So you got a 4, a couple of guilt-free 3s. Nasser, the only real problem card, but you're going to get Middle East scoring out. So JR, talk to me about having Marshall and Middle East in your hand. I think the general consensus is you headline Middle East over Marshall, but do you adjust your Europe setup at all with the idea of eventing Marshall, or do you just go? Do you like the 4-4-2 and you're gonna play Marshall for ops? How do you like to approach that?
If I had some Europe attack cards in hand, I'm more inclined to go greedy when I have the Marshall in hand and Middle East. If not a full Marshall setup, at least something like a 3-3-2, and then you still use Marshall to overprotect a bunch of those countries. But with none of them available, you're just making a De Gaulle or a Suez better, and Sokov's just lets him walk into Italy. So I would still go with a 4-4-2 score Middle East. But I'm boring. That's what I'm going to do 99% of the time if I have Middle East in hand.
Yep, and that's what Matt goes for. Matt rarely goes for the boring play, so circle this one early on. Matt just going to go 4-4-2 and headline Middle East, which I think is the conventional play, and he's going to pick up 4 VPs for his trouble.
Yeah, I think what JR said about the Europe attack cards is, not having a single one of them pulling into Europe into France is just asking to lose some of that influence in France. So, yeah, I think this is the right move.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Obviously, you don't want to eat Sokovs and have Italy take it from you with a 3-3-2 setup. You really don't want. You don't have to worry about De Gaulle Duck, obviously, because Duck is in your hand. But obviously, Suez annoying, even with Middle East scored. So, Suez headline now would be a little bit wasteful with France empty. Oh, okay. We just see a Europe dump. So perhaps a show of weakness, or perhaps a sign that Mike wants to focus on Asia. So I assume we'll see the Iran coup here.
Yeah, after dumping Europe, almost guaranteed. A little unfortunate for Matt here that he doesn't have anything he really wants to space, so he's not going to space this turn at all, which is a bit of a bummer. You want to try and grab those 2 VP.
Yes, he also doesn't have a card he wants to discard to blockade. So he's either going to hold a blue 3, or he's just going to say, you know what, I'm not going to play around blockade, and if he catches me with my pants down with Europe scored, so be it. Oh, didn't want to headline that one. So that's interesting. So Derek, talk to me about that. You see a lot of players with Sokovs in Europe scoring like to headline it, try the Italy coup, and try and get a Europe domination on turn 1. Mike opts to just dump the scoring and focus his attention on other regions. What do you think about that?
that does tell me he probably has a weaker hand. With Sokov's in hand in Europe, if you had somewhat of a decent hand, you might at least try for the Italy coup. Or at the very least, you could headline it and get one VP out of it if you take out of Germany. So yeah, that tells me that maybe he does have a weaker hand. Oh my god!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Derek.
Oh my gosh! No. The coup interrupted. You didn't interrupt. Oh my gosh!
Wow. Wow. Controlled Iraq. That's unbelievable.
With Middle East scored, folks.
That's oh my.
Okay. So I think I've seen that one time before, a response of a coup emptying Iran with a big 4-op coup of Iraq. Works splendidly for Matt, unless Mike has decall, which he does not, because that would have given up. Yeah, and see, the problem with that play is you do get Iraq, which is great, but Mike is still going to be the first to Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Matt, a little lucky there that Mike does not have a decall or a destall in hand, so he will still get Thailand. But he's also a little bit of a pickle because you have to think about filling Iran here. I think it's fine. I think that's a reasonable follow-up, is filling Iran.
Yeah, because if Mike does coup here, I don't think he will, but if he does and he misses, then you get into Pakistan.
Yeah. So yes, Mike absolutely has to take Pakistan here, and then I suspect we'll see Matt try the war. Maybe not immediately, but this looks like it's going to be a good opportunity for him to try the war. And yeah, this should be
did have
Afghanistan
Suez.
to Pakistan. Yep. Yeah, you're right. He had Suez, had Sokovs and Suez and Europe, and did not try to go for the Europe play. Oh, and Matt is just taking Thailand. Now realizing that taking Thailand does not stop Asia Dawn.
Yeah.
So we've got to take Thailand and in Indonesia.
The risk here being now he does not have anything for blockade, but maybe he was just going to let that ride anyway and say, hey, most people don't event blockade turn 1.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is fine.
I like this play.
Yeah, Europe scored Asia not. Make him have and event blockade on turn 1.
So yeah, getting back to the Europe play, because it's an interesting decision. I often take that route as the USSR. When the US sets up 4-4-2, man, I've had games where US will set up 4-4-2. I'll headline SOCGovs, I'll coup Italy, I'll take Portugal, I'll score Europe, and all of a sudden I've spent my headline, and then my AR1 coup, and then my AR2, and then my AR3, all in Europe, when the U.S. is just everywhere in the Middle East and Asia, and I'm so far behind in the rest of the board. Even if I'm collecting 5 or 6 points in Europe, I'm so behind elsewhere. So we'll see how it works out for Mike. He is the first to Pakistan. Middle East doesn't look good for him though.
Yeah, Europe is a really big investment for the Soviets, so yeah, I definitely understand that rationale.
I've come around to the school of thought of, play for a draw in Europe as a Soviets and focus on other regions. I don't mind a Nasser coup here. I think this is fine. Matt misses on the roll, but he was probably going to give Nasser anyway, and with the USSR and with Mike in Israel already, it's not that big a deal. And now, also want to talk about Mike's play last turn. JR, tell me about tell me your thoughts on the South Korea-Japan trade. It's a play that I often make because I feel like I really need to get to South Korea quickly. But it's a play most players don't like. So what do you think about that?
I like it. If we're under the assumption that seems to be generally true that Mike doesn't have a ton of free ops in his hand, I think it's good. Especially if you can't account for the Korean War. If Matt were to, event the Korean War, even lose it and just put it to 2-1, that's a lot of pressure on South Korea right away. So I don't mind taking that here. It doesn't look like Asia's ever going to be dominated by Mike at this point. But also, he's got 4 battlegrounds now, Mike does. So I like just making that trade. He's probably going to get 4 battlegrounds in Asia and score it for, 2 points whenever it comes out.
Yeah.
Maybe one if this war hits, but
Yeah, should be 2 points here when Asia scores for Mike if the war does not hit, but Matt should get those back when Southeast comes. Because I assume you try the war here now. Now you could see a poke of West Germany here with France empty, even with Europe scored. That was a very annoying play, so we might see that. And it might see on Matt's side even a poke of Pakistan, but trying the war is good. Derek, what do you think? What would you do here?
I was going to say if, and it doesn't look like he is going to take India, I think a poke of Pakistan is good here. It really is going to force Mike to decide what he wants to do next turn. And you still have the war that you can use next turn.
Yep, I agree. And I think the war is more valuable next turn. Because your next turn, you're not getting mill ops. You already have mill ops this turn, so the war is a guaranteed 2VP next turn. Barring some shenanigans like a decall and then take France and give up the coup. But yeah, I like a poke of Pakistan. Also like overprotecting Thailand. Vietnam and decall, unseen. Asia, the only unscored region. I like spending these ops in Asia. I saw him hovering over Egypt there. Normally, I like that play, but with Middle East scored in Asia, wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah, I think
this is okay too.
I think I like this. Or JR, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, rather than poke Pakistan, I like this little more conservative play where you still have access to India and you've overprotected Thailand now from a decall or a Vietnam headline. Because Vietnam Asia now Mike does have Asia Dom.
Yeah, Vietnam is not good enough. Vietnam will give
Vietnam and a Thailand flip. Sorry.
Yes, of course. Yes. So now you force in order to flip Thailand, now Mike has to have decall, headline it, not get defected or purged, and then flip it with the China card. Matt does not get defected or purged. This is a pretty clear containment headline, though.
Yeah.
This is a very nice containment hand.
Yeah, and just nothing else you super want a headline here.
Yeah. So clear containment headline here for Matt. He's going to get, even if he gets purged, I think he's going to get not necessarily the full ops because he will likely event the war. Oh, there's decall. Okay, so looks like we will see the Thailand flip, would be my guess. And then Matt's going to have a tough decision because he's going to want to take France, but he's also going to want to get that coup. Where would you go with your decall here, Derek? Assuming you had Asia or assuming you didn't have Asia?
I mean, whether or not I have Asia, I'm going to Thailand. Algeria, obviously, because France is empty. And then if you have Asia, would breaking one of the one stabs give domination, assuming he flips? Or he doesn't need to break a one stab, right?
So it's right now 5 countries to 4. So if he wants to score domination,
he will need
the China card. He needs to break both one stabs and then score AR1. If he wants to flip Thailand, obviously flipping Thailand would give him dom. Excuse me. So you could flip Thailand, and then Matt would have the uncomfortable decision. He's got France that needs protecting. He's got Asia dom that needs stopping, and he wants to coup. So he can only do one of those 3 things.
Yeah, I think
I suppose he could do 2 of them with de Gaulle. I guess you could event de Gaulle, put 3 of the ops into France, and then a 4th into Asia to stop the dom. I'm sorry, Derek. Please continue. I'm talking over you.
No worries. Yeah, I think I'd go Algeria, Thailand, and then Angola and Zaire, so you get one of them if Matt decides to coup. Oh, he does end up breaking one of the one stabs. JR, what would you have done there?
I would have flipped Thailand. So what I was going to say was I would have done roughly that. I think I would have done Laos rather than Indonesia, but I would have done this play and flipped Thailand. If Matt wants to coup, the easy coup on Angola and get Zaire, you're already in Algeria, so now you get France and Algeria out of it. And we would have Asia Dom in with Thailand's taken. So I would have taken Asia Dom there, and then made Matt decide on couing Angola or Algeria or blocking France and Asia.
Yeah, I
I
tend
do
to
think
agree.
this.
So I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna butt in here.
Yeah,
This to me would be a clear De Gaulle event it, put 3 into France and the 4th into Thailand.
Yeah.
Mike didn't take Asia Dom, so you don't have to respond by taking any other countries. You want to protect Thailand and protect France. You could do both with De Gaulle and get a bad event out of the deck. Instead, Matt does not protect France. If I were Mike, I would take it right here.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. Yeah, he should have at least put 2 into France. But yeah, I think I agree with what you said. Take France, put 1 to Thailand. You're not in danger of losing Asia.
Yep.
It's going to go for even or 1 or 2.
Now, if you get India, not that important a country right now. However, if you secure India and win the war, then all of a sudden you have Dom.
Yes.
Now, of course, you have to defend against a China card flip, which I think you'd see immediately if Matt were to win an IP war. But I don't like giving up France here.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and there's a chance Mike's going to take Iran, and the war is almost impossible at that point. And 5-year plan going away.
And not taking France.
I'm very surprised by that. France, a more important country than Iran.
Yeah, because especially he has access to Libya.
And France still an important country.
Please,
so Matt should
take
throw some
France.
influence in there.
Take France.
Just use De Gaulle. No, don't do this.
Okay, well, yeah, you're right. De Gaulle would be better.
I don't like this.
De Gaulle would be better.
De Gaulle would be much better. You're not spacing De Gaulle. You're using him under containment. Put De Gaulle into the empty France. I'm fine with the 1 India, and then put France at 3-1. Truman's around, and even if not, you're contained. No way is Mike gonna jam 4 into France with you under containment and Truman around.
Yeah, agree. If he does, that's awesome for us. He just spent 4 ops on France, and we get it back. Like that would be that'd be a great trade.
So okay. Now let's give Mike a little bit of credit here. Perhaps he was really worried about IP war, and did not want to lose Pakistan to the war, with Asia being the only unscored region.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he does get Indonesia there, which is a nice little victory for him.
He did overprotect Pakistan, though, which if you're worried about IP war, or maybe he's worried about a future poke, so...
Yeah, maybe he's worried that Matt has a ton of ops, and so doesn't want to get it jammed. Because even a poke of Pakistan, you poke of Pakistan in R6, headline Asia gives Matt Dom.
Yeah.
So Burma's not super pressing right now. I'd like to see this second op go into Algeria before it gets controlled.
I agree. Burma not that important, I guess. Now thinking about country count in Asia, it is right now 6-5. So. Now, but that's not going to matter unless Matt wins an IP war, in which case he would then be up 7-4. So yeah, I agree. Burma not that important. I would rather go into Algeria. Super weird looking Middle East. U.S. with Iraq, USSR with Iran and Egypt, and Libya empty. And
I think a little bit of a mistake there. I think you should overprotect North Korea before South Korea there, probably. The Korean War is still in the deck.
Yes, I completely agree on that.
Okay, well, all right, taking Iran paid off there.
Yeah. That's a game-changing play. So we criticized Michael. Well, I criticized Mike a little bit for his decision to take Iran instead of France, and it pays off for him there. That would have been a huge flip of Asia. Obviously, 2 for the war, 2 for the battleground, and 4 more for Asia domination. So 8 VPs immediately, and then obviously potentially more as we get into the mid-war and the late war.
Yeah, and if Matt had it, he's always going to event that just for the mill ops, if nothing else. I think Matt, even if it's only a 6, might event IP war anyway. Normally, I wouldn't do that if I had another way of getting mill ops, but when it's your only chance of getting mill ops, you're going to event that every time.
I have no comment on Matt rolling a 6 when he needed a 6 on IP war. I have no comment on that. I've never seen that happen.
No, this never happened to you.
No. Nope.
Now,
I can't recall. I don't know.
And now Algeria is closed off, which is a little sad.
See, I'm boring here. I would event De Gaulle. I'd trigger it, and I'd put all 4 back into France. Put France at 5-1 with De Gaulle out of the deck. France is yours the rest of the game. I would not like to leave France at 4-1. I don't think we need Saudi. Sure, okay, but yeah, I like France. I like France overprotected, but you guys know I'm a Francophile. Now, also with AI war, I think a poke of Egypt is excellent here if Libya is not filled, both because you really don't want to lose that war and completely lose access to the western part of the Middle East, but also because obviously gives you access to Libya. So if I'm Mike, I'm taking Libya here. Oh, just the one op, and there goes Truman.
Yeah, so I 100% agree. It has to be AI war into Egypt.
This would be Egypt and France for me.
Yeah, I would use the extra op in France with Truman gone now as well. A lot of 4 ops come out next turn. NATO, Purge, NTB, all coming out turn 3. So someone's getting a lot of ops.
I'm glad someone's card tracking.
Yep. So this would be Egypt and France for me. So if you're worried about Asia, yeah. So you right now, Matt has 7 countries to just 5. So you don't have to worry. A redraw of IP war and a successful war on the headline. Asia is still a safe headline for Matt. So I'm not. I don't think I'm spending this. Okay, this is fine. I really would like the Egypt poke though.
Yeah, I
also, it has the benefit of stopping. Well, now I really like the Egypt poke. If you're going to lose that war, that is problematic. Now, a Muslim revolution is devastating for Matt in the mid-war.
Yeah, I think now you have to some point this turn just put like an op in Jordan, right? Just so a turn 4 Muslim doesn't ruin your entire life.
This would be an Asia headline for me, although there's certainly a case for CIA. I don't like getting it out of the deck, but a CIA coup of Zaire is not bad.
Yeah, you'd roll a 1 on that though, just
or a 2. 2 is terrible as well.
You're right.
Probably would roll a 2.
Matt is very likely to get purged here with a blockade also in Mike's hand.
Yep, he has purge blockade. It's a disaster. He also has NATO, Formosan, and Vietnam over there.
Yeah, so I think
we saw Vietnam.
Did we?
Vietnam, yes. We have seen Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
It was
Never
played
mind
for
then.
ops. It was played for ops.
Never mind then. He has those other 4. But yeah, I think this is you're definitely about to get purged. Score Asia in the headline before just get that out of your way.
I don't mind CIA here, but I would if it were me, I'd headline Asia. Be done with it. It's not going to get better. Could get worse if we saw a redraw of decall, which obviously we're not going to see. Okay, and you're going to have a tricky turn here. It's not that bad. You can discard NTB to blockade. You'll space destall. Suez is definitely annoying at 2 ops, but not game losing. AI war, Israel is empty, and mill ops aren't a concern. Yeah, this is not going to be fun, but it's not game losing either.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Losing the last AI war was very bad. And I sure would like to have one in Egypt now so that after this coup, we could take Libya. Which I think is a more important country than Saudi Arabia, particularly because Mike did not have access to Saudi Arabia. Which is a very weird thing to say about that.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking that.
Yeah, it was not contested.
Just not enough there. I will say, very small mistake by Matt. Formosan, you're giving Formosan probably at some point this turn. Asia scored, so it's not going to matter too much there. So you probably should have used the known card rather than the unknown defectors.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was looking down. There's an NCAA tournament game going on. I was looking down. Did Matt take Portugal there?
He did. I guess in prep for giving Suez, he can now just use it to prepare France and ignore the UK is what he's planning.
Well, the other thing is, Derek, perhaps you were just about to point this out. Mike could go two Czech to Bulgaria and would stop Europe domination, but I would event Warsaw first and make him do that before I took Portugal.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was about to mention that, but
sorry to cut you off.
No. But this Portugal play makes sense because of Suez. But yeah, I agree. Warsaw should have been evented first. Matt is a big fan of eventing second, but in this case, first would have been better.
Yep.
Who's your champion, Justin? Who you got? Who's
Auburn.
going all the way?
Auburn. The Washington Post perfect bracket liked Auburn, and they did me right last year. San Diego State. I won my pool last year because I had San Diego State in the final.
Well, now I feel like I should go change mine because I also had Auburn in that pool. So I don't want to be on the same one as you.
I don't want to root with me. All right, hey, we ride together on the Tigers.
But yeah, Warsaw definitely one of those events where it does matter a lot of the time if you event it first.
Yeah, in this particular case, when Dom can be at stake, I like eventing it first. And you know what? Honestly, you guys know I haven't gotten a Euro control victory in a while, but you guys know that I like to play. I'm quick to look to Europe as a U.S. in the late war. So if I see USSR try a greedy Warsaw and not put those ops into battlegrounds, that I circle that for the late war. And so this way, he's not tempted into doing that.
I mean, I'm fine with him taking Israel here, but there's no rush. Matt doesn't even have access to Israel, so I would have liked to just fill Libya first. That you really want to take that country this turn anyway.
Yeah, perhaps thinking that he doesn't have much more to do with his ops. He's got to take Israel and Libya, maybe score the Middle East if he has it. But South Africa potentially important as well.
Yeah, I don't get Israel over Libya there. I mean, Libya gets you OPEC points. You want to get in there before Sadat anyway. So
if Israel was contested, I could maybe see it. But I mean, Matt's under purge, and he's not even adjacent. Like he's never ever going to fight for Israel this turn. So if you want, if you only can get one, take Libya. If you want both, just take Libya first. It's fine.
So I think giving Suez here is fine, and then just repairing France. We've seen special, so obviously it could be in Mike's hand, but not necessarily in his hand.
And I would over protect France here. You know he has at least one 4-op in hand, and you don't have a ton of ops left unless you want to get blockaded. So I like just 2 back into France right now.
Yeah, this would be fine. I like this. Now, in this case, both blockade and NTB are known. Normally, when I've evented purge, I like to event blockade sooner rather than later in case the USSR, maybe Matt redrew decall. Obviously, we know he didn't, but Mike doesn't know that. If Matt redrew decall, perhaps he would not discard, and I would rather that happen sooner rather than later. So I'd go ahead and event blockade now if I were Mike. But it looks like he's going to wait till AR6. So now we're looking at the rest of this turn. So obviously we are going to discard NTB. You're going to space destall. You have 3 ops left. Woof. If you're Matt, clearly at least one of them has to go toward taking presence in Central America. So you could take Mexico and Panama with all your ops. You could put 2 into South Africa and take Panama, leave Mexico open. How would you use your 3 remaining ops if you're Matt, Derek?
Yeah, I mean, there isn't a lot of ops to use, but yeah, I think he needs to get presence in Central. I do think Mexico maybe is better, but if he wants to save the ops, obviously he can just put 1 into Panama. But you always hate an early liberation that messes with Mexico.
Yeah, definitely hate to see that. Also, Derek, to your point earlier, we may see the Middle East scored here, but if not, I think you definitely need 1 in Jordan so that a turn 4 Muslim revolution doesn't open you up to a 13 VP Middle East.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That's bad. That's bad. Okay, there it is. Now that's less important. We know that Middle East, obviously, Muslims still very bad for Matt, but Sadat will get him back. Sadat and Camp David are out there to get him back into the Middle East before it scores again. So Jordan less important. Now 2 ops left, and so I would just space here.
Yeah,
you're clearly spacing D-stall.
So I would hold off on spacing just on the off chance he doesn't make him event blockade. Because if you space D-stall first, there's always the chance he just doesn't even event blockade then, and he keeps it around for later. But I would at least make him space it, or make him event it, so you have to get rid of Nuke Test Van first. Because if we could hold D-stall and play Nuke Test Van, like, that sounds great to me.
That's a good point. I think I agree with that.
I do think Mike should event blockade, but
yes,
I think there's a chance he doesn't. So I like making him do it first.
So JR, on that topic, I think I am of the persuasion. Okay, there it is. As the USA, I often want to just get a problematic card out of my hand in case I draw, We Will Bury You, OPEC, and a bunch of other disasters on turn 4. But I know a lot of players prefer to hang on to D-stall, not space at turn 3, so that it can't be picked up with a turn 4 salt. What's your thinking on that?
I've been burned a couple times by a turn 4 salt picking up D-stall. So I tend to hold it too. But I think at least once I gave D-stall to a turn 4 missile envy, because it was my 3-op that I had in hand. So I think really it could go either way. With D-stall, I do tend to try and hold it. The salt for D-stall turn 4 can be so devastating after you successfully played Keep Away in the early war. So I like to try and hold it. I think it helps more often than it hurts. But you are right that sometimes you can draw OPEC and Gunman, and now you're like, well, shoot, am I giving him 6 VP or am I giving him D-stall? What do we do here?
Yeah. Derek, what do you think similar to that?
I've kind of started to play where I try to hold D-style as long as I can, at least until I see salt, or until South America starts getting filled up. But yeah, sometimes you do run into that horrible turn 4 hand and really regret holding it.
Yep. And now, guys, we spoke about, you guys spoke about Israel over Libya. Okay, here goes NATO, and the event will happen. Warsaw was triggered. But we spoke about Libya and the fact that Libya was not filled. Okay, and there it goes. So I'm not sure that I understand why Middle East was scored before Libya was filled. Clearly, Matt wasn't doing anything in the Middle East. But okay. Yeah, I was going to comment that with Middle East scored, and then Libya not filled, perhaps the Sadat could steal both countries. But now Libya is filled just after the scoring, so perhaps Mike costing himself a VP there.
Yeah, I think probably that's just a mistake by Mike. With Matt under Purge, he's not going to do anything in the Middle East to seriously contest it. So I think he could have played NATO a turn, or even to do anything to annoy you. So I think he could have played NATO earlier in the turn, even if his last AR was just scoring the Middle East.
So this hand is a disaster.
Yes.
Allende is absolutely ungivable. They're absolutely just not even a question. So that has to be held. Portuguese is fine with Angola where it is, but it does get Africa Dom, so you've got to get rid of Africa before that. Libs is terrible, so you got to space that. And then, Korean War, potentially give 2 VP. Romania got 1 ops. Ugh. And then, obviously, Africa scoring your worst region on the board. How would you attack this, Derek?
So, yeah, this is bad. My thoughts were either eventing how I learned and trying to coup into Africa, or just dropping Africa right now. Because Mike is probably going to end up with domination. So the more I'm talking about, the more I think just drop Africa now and get it over with.
This would be an Africa headline for me. We've got Portuguese in our hand. Obviously, you hate to see SAU, but if we see that, we're getting dominated anyway. Okay, We Will Bury You is going to be... That's going to be 3 VPs. And then does Matt want to keep DEFCON at 2? Or does he want to raise it up? This is a situation where you might want to raise DEFCON.
Yeah, I might
He
set
doesn't
this
want
to
to open
5.
himself up to a big Thailand coup. But Africa right now, I believe, is 4. It's just 4. So you could have headlined that and gotten away for 4. The question is, does Matt want to contest that? Now, if you raise it to 5, you're going to give up 2 coups and only get 1.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem that great. JR,
4,
you seem to have
4.
some thoughts. What do you think?
I might raise it to 4 there. Of course, you're giving up a coup on Thailand, which is kind of a disaster, but we're already down 8 if you count the wheelbarrow points. 12 after we give Africa, even if we get out of it for 4, which I think is the minimum at this point.
Oh, boy. Rush.
Panama.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yep. That's a disaster. Now, I think you're scoring Africa, because what I was worried about was that after DEFCON was lowered to 2, you'd see the Saharan Cameroon play. And we don't have a good defense for that. That not only obviously secures Nigeria, but it gives domination to Mike. This is as good as Africa's going to get. It will not get better. If you take South Africa, that is a dead giveaway that perhaps you have the scoring, and I would expect that Mike to get domination, especially because mill-ops aren't a concern. I would drop Africa right here. What do you guys think?
Yes, I would drop Africa.
Yes.
I think basically 100% chance Mike is going to take the Africa Dom after we do this. So, yeah, drop it for 4 before it gets worse.
Also frees up Portuguese. That feels like that could have waited. Again, if mill-ops were not in play and Matt didn't have mill-ops, you could potentially see him not taking those non-battlegrounds. But I see if I'm Mike, I would say, you know what, this is the perfect time to step into Saharan and Cameroon. I don't know why he'd do anything else.
I was about to say what Matt just wrote. Mike said,
sorry, what did Matt say? I wasn't watching.
So Mike said, well, the late war events will go your way, and Matt goes, well, if we get there.
Yeah. Yep. Right now, that's in doubt. Now, of course, Africa is going to go off for, at this point, it's looking like Africa is going to go off for 5. Because if we see Saharan states and Cameroon, Nat has no response to that. So I would just score then for 5. If he's lucky, then maybe Mike has to space here or something, and he can get it off for 2. But also, I'm sorry, JR, but just to get one other thought in, this game is nowhere near lost for Matt.
No.
Central America looking like a draw. Matt is got a nice domination in Europe. NATO's in effect. De Gaulle is gone. Southeast looks excellent for him. So good regions here for Matt yet to score. And although Matt's probably about to be down a dozen or so VPs, give or take, his worst regions are scored, his best regions are not. So he just needs those regions to come.
Yeah, exactly. This is far from over, and empty South America at this point typically favors the U.S. a little bit.
Oh, I think that's a mistake by Mike, and I would be eager. I'd be dumping.
Yes.
I'd be running to the scorer's table with Africa scoring right now.
Get that out of your hand.
Yeah. Get this.
Man, he dodged a bullet with that.
Okay, so Matt gets it off for 2. Certainly a good outcome. That's the absolute best he could have hoped for.
And I don't understand Mike's rush to overprotect Panama and put one in Costa Rica there. That's a little surprising to me. I guess maybe he's setting up for a Nicaragua walk and he's worried about ABM on Panama, but you just took it with Brush. So, I mean, I think that could have waited. I would have definitely played more aggressively into Africa there.
We also saw a third into Angola last turn and just left 1 in Zaire. Now, obviously, that I assume is a prophylactic voice defense. Sometimes see that from the U.S. I know Jordan Cass, a popular streamer, loves to put 3 in Angola as the U.S. To protect against the bad Angola events. Rarely you see it as USSR, but yeah, Mike clearly very worried about VOA. I think safe to say, if Matt had VOA, we would have seen it long ago. So yeah, maybe he has to, actually. I was going to say maybe he has to give Panama this turn, but Panama Canal is a disaster here, and I think you're going to do anything you possibly can not to give it with South America empty.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't make me give Panama Canal here. You have the China card. I would give the China card and hold Panama and something else before I gave that. I would at least, take a big walk into Colombia, slam 3 or 4 ops in there, and say, okay, let's coup war this.
Yeah, I was trying to think of
if I had. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Derek.
I was trying to think of the cards I would have to have as the Soviets to get Panama Canal here, and I mean we've seen CIA Duck, I believe, is in the discard. Yeah, I don't think there's a way here you would give Panama Canal.
Yeah, you'd have to have Grain, Puppets, OAS, and Panama with China out there. And even then, if I had those as USSR, I would absolutely headline Panama and then try and coup it. Or if I couldn't coup it, I'd try and realign it then with We Will Bury You.
Yes.
Just to get the U.S. out of there.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
With you too, yeah. But not a lot Matt could have done. Libs and Portuguese were big problems for him. And again, a third in Libya. A lot of overprotecting going on. With man, I had all these ops. You would think he might try a Colombia play.
And what do you think about? Obviously, we don't know the rest of his hand, but what do you think about UNing Ask Not there? On this board, I would have been pretty happy to just give Kennedy on the last AR here. There's no scorings you're worried about, so the only thing you'd be super worried about is a lone gunman or something. But
yeah, and honestly, I don't mind letting the U.S. discard gunman on turn 4. If the U.S. has gunman on turn 4, they're going to find a way to get rid of it in the mid-war. They dump it there; it could come back later. Obviously, they'd be sad to see Allende go, but I completely agree. I would have given Kennedy. Or if you're desperate for VPs and you want to push hard for 20, I would have spaced it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love you landing it.
Yeah, and Matt headlined How I Learned. So if he had gunman, he probably jacks it up and gets out of gunman that way. So pretty safe bet that he didn't have it in hand there. So yeah, I would have liked to just see that evented at the end of the turn, get it out of the deck. He can't draw it, turn 7 with 3 of your scorings or something.
Yep. So now let's also talk about another open battleground. Let's talk about Cuba. I believe Fidel, I want to say, is in the deck. So I don't think Matt's probably going to take Cuba. And so I think you're just hoping here that that you can realign him out if Fidel does show up before Central. Is that right? Or would you take Cuba and risk the USSR drawing it to set up a quick Dom?
Down 13 VP. Yeah, you need VPs, but you're spending 3 VPs or 3 influence to get 2 VPs, I think. And there's a chance you're going to get it wiped out anyway.
Yep.
I don't know if that's worth it.
Yeah, would be 3 VPs because you have both of the adjacent countries, but you're right. It might not matter. I'm surprised we haven't seen Mike's space. Oh, gonna go China.
Oh.
What are we doing with China?
That doesn't.
I don't think Taiwan was that important here. I know he's worried about Formosan, but
yeah,
Asia's scored. There's a lot of game to play before we start worrying about that.
Yeah, with Asia unscored, I definitely like taking Taiwan. Maybe we'll see Southeast Asia right here. Maybe it's just a case of Mike's got a couple of cards he really doesn't want to play. But if he had a couple of cards he really doesn't want to play, he would space something worse than that. First of all, he would UN something worse than Kennedy.
Yeah, I mean, we could see him space again.
Yeah,
he knows.
He will.
Well, I guess he doesn't know for sure. One Small Step is out there, so you would think you would space your worst card, like the more disastrous card first, but.
Yeah, we know obviously the perils of the USSR getting to the 4th space slot early in the mid-war like this, but I think he's at this point. Mike is trying to push hard for 20. If you can get to headline peak here, you got 2 shots theoretically at 3 VPs on the space race next turn, then you're just an OPEC away or even a Fidel away, perhaps from a win, and could get closer here with Korean War.
What do you think about, before you did that, just a venting Marshall Plan here as Matt? You don't have a ton of things to do with that 4-op, and that would, pretty lock up Europe Dom for you, which is going to be very, very important that you actually get your 5 VP out of Europe.
Yeah, so you're thinking of Bennett because you're worried about a jam of West Germany. NATO is already active, so that doesn't really matter. You've got 5 countries to 2, so that, although it's about to be 3 with Romania, to be fair.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather flip Laos or Indonesia.
That's fair.
With the ops, maybe take Guatemala. I'm a big believer in the Marshall event. I like it, but I think there's better use of the 4 ops here.
Yeah, that's fair. And I guess I didn't notice this, but he doesn't even have access to Greece, so he couldn't even try blocking Greece and then taking Turkey at some point too. So you're pretty safe in Europe.
I always forget Bulgaria is not connected there.
Yeah, Bulgaria is a weird country. It's only connected to Turkey, right?
I think so.
Or is it connected to Romania as well?
I don't think it's connected to Romania.
Come on, Matt. Hover over Bulgaria.
Zoom in.
Shuttle could be important later. Not at all important now. Botswana, an important country, went pretty early in our fantasy draft.
Yeah,
but Africa scored.
And I think, I would have rather UN shuttle and given Kennedy at the end of this turn, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I like giving Kennedy early, especially when there's no good scorings out there for me.
And that was a little crazy to me, but I mean, that worked out. So, okay. I apologize for thinking it was crazy. I guess this is mad, of course, but a 1-op coup in Botswana is not likely to do a whole lot for you.
Just because it works doesn't mean it's not crazy. So
yeah.
Also, if it was that important, we should have taken Botswana in the first place.
Oh, spacing 5-year plan.
Spacing 5-year plan.
Okay. Well, we all had the exact same reaction. Wow. Okay. So what does that mean? What does a space of 5-year plan mean? Space of 5-year plan. We know that Mike does not have CIA. That seems to me he has OAS.
That's the only thing that I could think of is that he has OAS. But then he should have UN'd that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. He should have. He could have UN OAS and given Kennedy, or our man. He had a bunch of cards that weren't problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're never thrilled to give our man, but turn 4 is usually a pretty good time if you have to give it with all of your good scorings already gone.
Yeah.
This is way too conservative for me. Down 15 VP. I want to flip a Southeast Asian country.
Yeah.
Like the one in Angola to get access to potentially flips, that doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, speaking of OAS.
And now he has CRG, so it really didn't matter.
Yeah, so is this CRG or is it Missile Envy? CRG is nasty here in Southeast Asia, but you don't have the scoring. Missile Envy could potentially steal you a coup. You just want to draw the card that says my opponent doesn't have junta. Because Mike really needs to not have junta or Salt for that matter.
I like Missile Envy here. I think, like you said, the game is not over, but we need to get something to get back into it a little bit. Ooh. Like him not headlining ABM, which is too bad. But
so we're going to see a big coup of Thailand, I have to think. But at least he can only follow it up with 2 ops. So needs a 3 on the Thailand coup.
I could even see him going for Mexico if he has Central in hand.
You think? I guess, yeah. You need a.
I think it depends on his scorings.
Yeah. You need a 4 to get in there. Yeah, if you can roll a 5 on Mexico.
The other thing we could see, if he has Europe in hand, I wouldn't mind a just double poke of West Germany or something. Oh no, you can't.
Yeah, you can't do that now.
Missile.
Because you're getting missile invade. You're right. So yeah, I would coup if he has neither scoring. I would coup Thailand. If he has only Central scoring, I might coup Mexico instead.
I would coup Thailand here.
Even if you only had Central in hand?
Yeah, because I need a bigger role on Central.
Yeah.
I need a bigger role on. I need a 5 on Central. Also, Central. If I don't coup again, Central can be couped back, whereas Thailand can't. Also, it not only depends on what scorings I have, but what I have to give to Missile Envy.
Yes, that's also true. Yeah, if Matt gets to coup or place ops, I think that also changes things a bit.
Yeah.
So what did you think about, we didn't mention it, but what did you think about Matt overprotecting Mexico there versus putting one into Guatemala?
I think it's brilliant now that it affected that coup.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge moment in this game for him not to get into Mexico. A 3 would have been good enough to take Thailand, and it is not good enough to take Mexico. Now, assuming that Matt is not going to get a playable card, going to get ops here. Oh boy. So no salt for D-stall. And instead, we're going to salt here for what?
ABM?
I don't think we need Kennedy.
No. I don't think Kennedy does much.
I don't think there's a U.S. event.
ABM. Yeah. I like ABM. Now, what's the status of arms race?
It is around.
I think arms and OPEC are both around, right? So we have to worry about both those events potentially getting Mike to 20.
There's nothing that we're going to be able to do about arms race, though, right? He's now at 5 milops, so we can't.
Well, you could event, Stan.
Yeah.
You could event.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the best play. I don't know that it's great. Cooing China card under salt. No, I don't like that at all. I want that as an event later.
What about just cooing, Lao with the 2-op?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Although I want to get DEFCON down so I can event OAS and start spreading.
Yeah, that's fair too.
I think I'm fine with Southeast Asia at 2 at the moment. Okay, that's a nice roll for Matt there and Zaire. I assume we'll just see another coup.
Yeah, I don't see a reason not to just coup back one more time here, and we do.
Okay, Matt would have liked that. Okay, gets the nice roll. So now I would immediately event OAS.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to. You would go 1 top, 1 bottom, right? You're not gonna just get the points in case he drops south right away.
Yes, 1 top, 1 bottom.
You take all 4, you can at least score 5 points off alliance.
No, not this.
This
too early.
Too early. This should be AR7, I think, or AR6.
Oh, I don't like that at all. No.
Yeah,
that should have been OAS.
You can repair that with a garden variety too.
Yep. Yeah, I like that AR7. I like that.
Yes.
Basically, that play on AR7. I probably would have even broken Vietnam.
I 100% would have broken Vietnam there. We need those VPs from Southeast Asia badly to continue this game. Camp David's also a nice event, but if you event it, then you're probably gonna have to use China to fill up South America, because you can't use Alliance. I mean, you could consider even playing ABM for ops. Okay, that's a big 2 VP.
Yeah.
But again, I would have rather. Yeah.
I think
OAS now.
OAS. No, Matt. No.
So you could make the argument that he wanted to event these other things anyway, so he wasn't going to use them to fill after he plays OAS, but I still think you need to OAS.
I would rather have the flexibility. Yes, I agree. The Camp David event is very good here, very important to get that extra influence in the Middle East and prep for Sadat. So it is definitely important, but I would like the flexibility to be able to use it to spread in South America if I needed it. Now you're looking at OAS, AR4, spread with China, AR5. and then maybe ABM for Ops AR6 to take Mexico and more South America, and then Alliance AR7. That's we're going to hold some bad stuff if we do that. Right? We're holding Allende, South African, and Che into turn 6 with no China. That's not great, but we desperately need those VPs.
If you get Chile and Argentina filled, which you would have to use ABM and China for ops, you could. Oh, that's nice. But if you get them filled, you could just Allende and then realign it +2, which will never backfire on you. 100% of the time, it'll work.
Nope. Oh no! Don't do this.
Oh,
no, we need those points.
That's...
We have to.
Points.
Oh, play.
No, and I don't understand why we're not eventing OAS.
Play OAS, please.
ABM and Brush are gone. ABM and Brush are gone. We don't need to worry about having that flipped over on us. Obviously, it could get realigned out. But yeah, this is a big mistake by Matt.
He's gonna struggle to have Dom or control now in South America at the end of this turn, which I think he 100% needs.
I don't understand any of this. I would be fine playing ABM for Ops here. This is an ABM for Ops board.
Yeah.
To spread in South America. It is unscored, and we need the VPs out of that.
Yeah, it can be even more than at most of any of the power cards. ABM is tough to yeah. I mean,
David did save him to get save him VP.
It did.
It saved him a VP. Depending on Mike's hand before I gave Sadat there, I might have just refilled Egypt.
Why are we giving this?
I don't know what's going on.
Why are we giving this? It's only one coup.
It is, but still, this is consequential. Okay.
I would have been.
Give it while you can use the ops to spread in South America, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say, like,
yes.
I could see you giving it after you had played OAS. Like, sure. At that point, fine, whatever. Maybe he gets Cuba, but you get to fill South. But now South is going to be, like, empty.
So, folks, just if you're new to Twilight Struggle, OAS is often played on the last round of a turn when the USSR is in South America. And we use it to break control of South America and potentially contest a country early on in the next AR. But when South America is empty, OAS, you want to use it as early as humanly possible just to get in there. And I'm really surprised that Matt is not doing that. OAS is a great card to have in his hand here, and the fact that he's not getting into South America when it is unscored is baffling to me. I don't know what his plan is otherwise.
Yeah, and now we can't play China.
This is like, it's like a potential 10 to 20 VP swing in South America this turn. Like,
finally.
But you got to spread.
Yeah.
You got to go one Chile, one Venezuela, and you're going to have to spread with AB. No,
no, Matt! Oh, no.
Look. Matt knows that he's drawing Junta next turn, and he's going to place that into Venezuela. So it's okay because he knows that he's drawing Junta next turn. So now he's just going to use, I guess, I don't know what he's going to do here. What do you do if you're in this situation? Do you use ABM for ops in the southern part? Like, that doesn't seem that worth it anymore.
I would honestly.
South African, Phil, Argentina.
I'd space SAU and headline ABM.
Okay.
That's what I would do. I would space ABM SAU to get a VP. Get the bad card out of my hand. Oh my!
Oh, what?
Okay. Well, now we have a good use of ABM.
But we still are not playing it this turn, right?
Matt, don't complain about power cards.
What? No, Matt, no.
Matt,
he doesn't get to complain. He doesn't get to complain.
Matt, you should.
Yeah, that's just such a disaster.
That's pretty bad.
We needed to diversify there. Okay, ABM coup of Argentina. This is your ball game, folks.
Now hang on. Shouldn't I would do this in the headline when you're not under assault. Is that crazy?
No, because Matt can roll a 5. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
What did Mike headline that turn?
We will bury you.
No, this wasn't the We Will Bury You turn.
4.
Oh no, you're right.
I'm just thinking what he would have headlined over Junta. I don't remember what you headlined.
Yeah, I just don't understand that the sequence.
Wasn't
of play.
it ABM? Wait, wasn't it ABM?
Oh, it was.
Oh,
ABM.
it was.
He was afraid of Mislindy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
fair.
Still, Junta should have been AR2.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
In retrospect, Mike also should have been trying to fill South America there. Like, someone should have been playing into South America.
All the South American battlegrounds should be full now. Instead,
yes.
Instead, only one of them is.
Okay, but we get Central, which we can probably get away for 0, and we get Europe to get another 5 back.
So
not so good.
If I'm card counting here, I would like to, ABM's gone, Brush is gone. I don't think there's any headlines there that can affect the Europe situation. I would want a headline of scoring here, I think.
Yeah.
Sokovs.
Especially because of that.
I think Sokovs is out there, though.
Oh, okay. So I might have headline Central then, because Central will not be getting better, especially now.
And it sucks to show 2 scoring cards here. Even if he can't do much in Europe, it sucks that he now knows you have 2 ARs where you're not doing anything.
Okay, so 2 Turkey. I'm not sure I understand 2 Turkey. I guess Greece doesn't matter because NATO's in effect, so brush war is not a thing. Mm-hmm. So Turkey's fine. So I think this is this Cuba and then coup Mexico? Is that your play?
Or do you go Mexico, coup Mexico?
Yeah.
I'm not good at rolling dice. I would go Mexico, coup Mexico. I also am very good at getting realigned out of Cuba. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he didn't have the influence in Nicaragua, I might go Cuba, but feel like you're just gonna get realigned out if you go into Cuba.
Yeah, I guess you think about if you leave Mexico at maybe you roll a 3 in Mexico with a 4 up, something, leave 1 in there, then Matt has to pick between filling up Mexico and then or getting or potentially realigning Cuba. But okay. So Muslim here is a disaster. I'm sure Matt would like to hold Muslim if he can, but doesn't look like he can because I really don't want to give Allende, I don't think.
Yeah, we don't super have the ops to fill Chile before that or anything.
No, we don't.
And now Muslim.
Also, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jay. I just want to interrupt and before we see this decision, you could easily see just put 1 in Mexico and a coup of Argentina. Coup of Argentina here is huge because Matt is nowhere else.
Yeah.
So even emptying Argentina is enormous, and this is probably going to be Mike's only chance to contest South America with Junta D-Style gone.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable. Mike even, kind of likely to have Panama Canal in hand and might need to play it this turn. There's a lot of bad things. There's VOA, there's grain still around, nuke subs, puppet. So, yeah, if you could at least get the southern half of South America, I think you'd be thrilled.
Yeah, I would be going
Argentina big.
Here.
Yep.
Oh,
no. Yeah, and that is a disaster because Matt has no way back in.
Do you give Muslim here and potentially go for a Central? Oh, never mind. For some reason I thought Matt was still in Panama. He's not.
No. So you obviously are taking Mexico back here.
It's with turn 6 with Fidel unseen. I don't think you can go into Cuba. That's just
no.
You definitely can't. I also wouldn't give Willie here because I don't want Europe getting jammed.
Would you give
opponent knows you have it?
Yeah. Would you do your least favorite thing and just use the Pope for ops here?
Down 12 VPs. I really want that Europe path.
So I mean, what if you gave Willie, but you just won Mexico, West Germany?
That's exactly what I'd do. I'd give Willie, concede the 1 VP, take Mexico back, and take West Germany.
If you're going to give Pope here, I would put 2 in Mexico just so he doesn't jam it.
Yeah, I would absolutely. Warsaw is gone. I'm saving the Pope for the event because I'm down 12 VPs, but it's about to be a lot less than that with Europe. I should be able to hold off here on Central. Okay, yeah, and he's going to do exactly what you said. So this was your play, right, JR? This is what you would have done.
If I was playing the Pope, I think I would have gone Willie, West Germany, Mexico. I think there's like I think only Flower Power is left in the deck for 4-ops. And if he had that, he probably would have cooed Argentina with that.
Yeah.
This is going to be Nicaragua, and then you drop the scoring
score.
right now.
Yep, score it right now.
Immediate scoring, and Matt knows it.
Yep. Good. That's awesome. Fidel somewhere lurking, so that's great.
I would have used Fidel there if I had it and made Matt hit the rolls.
Yeah,
you just give an opening there. I would have said, I'm gonna event Fidel. You realign, and if you miss, that's hell for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if you hit it, I'm cooing Nicaragua, and that puts you in an awkward situation anyway. Because
I guess if he does not have Fidel in hand, though, then if Matt has Fidel in hand, he can fill Cuba and score Central if he wanted to. I don't think that would be a good play anyway, but that would at least be an option that Matt could take. Would just be fill Cuba, knowing that Fidel is accounted for.
If I had Fidel in hand and I was in a position to hold Fidel, now Allende and Muslims are both disasters. Allende, I guess, less so.
Allende's fine now, yeah.
Yeah, Allende is not as big a deal. Okay. Well, that is painful. Yep, and all the Southeast Asia has to be repaired immediately. So you're going to use Usuri for ops. Yep.
Yeah, as painful as it is, I think I would take those 3 over Nigeria there.
I think I agree. Nigeria is the 3rd battleground there in Africa, but yeah, you need the points in Southeast Asia.
I think you just hope at this point that you're getting one of grain or nuke subs to get the coup back.
Let's get Europe out of our hand right now.
Yep, no reason to do anything else. Cool.
Okay, we need to get our mill ops. So we need to get to space. We need to get our mill ops. And then what are you guys doing? Would you give Allende
yes,
and then hold Muslim? Okay, there's Southeast Asia.
Nice.
So that's some breathing room. Now the VP track, very manageable here. We still need to get our mill ops. We still need to get to space. But I think I would give Allende hold Muslim here, especially with missile NBC, right?
Yeah, and plus he's in Argentina now, so he has access to Chile anyway. So it's not as big a deal.
It's a nice roll.
That's a Matt roll.
Yep.
There's still a Spectre haunting Cuba, though, so we'll have to see when Fidel comes out. There goes Green.
So we'll see. Will we get to headline P? He will not. I'm spacing South African here, and then I give Allende AR7.
Yeah, I think I would do the same.
I agree with that. Might even get nuke subs, maybe get a coup off with Allende on Nigeria.
Yeah.
Well, if that's what we're thinking might happen, you better just go play Allende, put one in South Africa now, and then give SAU. I liked holding that through.
Yeah.
It does free you up a little bit, I guess, because Muslims is unplayable on this board. And there
he is.
Yeah,
I think rather than coup Nicaragua, you event that.
I would have made Matt roll the dice. As dangerous as that is, and as terrible as that sounds, I would have made Matt roll the dice. South Africa's also quite annoying here. Maybe more annoying than Allende.
So the interesting thing is he did not get out of Argentina at all. So, I mean, if Matt redraws, like, Brush,
yep. Would be enormous. I mean, even just being able to dump the scoring, there was no spreading in South America at all. These two guys hate South America. All the battlegrounds should be full.
It's a wonderful...
They are empty.
Yeah. It's a wonderful continent. I don't know what they have against it.
No.
Where'd the last one go? Did he just overprotect South Africa there? Yes.
Yeah.
Gunman, awesome.
And Quagmire. We got some garbage here, folks. Flower Power and IP War. Also, we did not get South America.
And no puppets or Panama Canal to go in there. Although, thinking of what's out there, Mike might have a little bit of a tricky hand.
right. My very rough card tracking suggests that he should know Mike's entire hand here. Oh no. And then I hit the wrong button and it all went away.
Undo. Hit undo.
I can't. When you hit reset, it clears the undo button. Curse you, David McKeely. But
is there a headline gunman play here? Just to get rid of it if your hand is known anyway.
He has some bad stuff over there. I don't think he had any degraders, so that might have been the play. He has voice. He has bear trap. He has puppets.
So he's got a self-trap hand, is what you're telling me.
Yes, yeah, he's going to self-trap at some point.
So the question is he going to be aggressive here and get into Uruguay and go for domination in South, or is he going to satisfy himself with 3 with the fact that he's got a tough hand? But he knows Matt has a tough hand too.
Yeah. And his hand got a little easier with Brezhnev. He has Panama Canal as well.
Oh, yeah. So you can dump Panama Canal to the trap if you want. He's also got double space, which is definitely going to matter here.
Yeah, maybe. Could he get away? He might be able to get away with not self-trapping with the double space.
This should be 3 Uruguay. Yep.
It is.
Matt really has no response to that.
I know what his response is going to be. Yep, there it is. No.
That's nearly the ball game there.
Oh, that's
You're
awful.
now giving up minimum of 7 in South America. You're not getting presents. He could just score it now for 6.
I would go greedy here. I would take it. I'd get my
I get into Brazil. Now Matt at least will get arms race off. But yeah, and that's bad. Also, losing China is terrible when holding a known gunman into turn 8. That's a disaster as well. Matt needs his scorings to come in a large hurry. Yeah, he also needs to get into Brazil because of puppets anyway, because he's got some bad cards that he's got to deal with. Oh, this is a disaster.
Would you attempt this IP war? We have a fake Dawn with Shuttle right now, but that way we at least get it permanently if we hit the 6. Is this that much of a hope and a prayer kind of game where you just are eventing an only 6 IP war?
Well, what else are we doing with those 2 ops is the question.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we have fake DOMs in both the Middle East and Asia. In reality, we're dominated in Africa. We're dominated in Central America. We're going to be dominated, if not controlled, in South America. Our only good region in reality is Europe. So yeah, you know what? I might, especially if I'm Matt, I might try to roll. Derek, what do you think?
Yeah. The only thing I'm thinking is he might get nuke subs at the end, but by then you've probably played flower power, so I don't think you want to hold it till the end and score. Oh, he does score here. So yeah, I'd take the shot on the war.
But yeah, I like the arms race first. And Mike might have done the math there, and with Panama and puppet and bear trap and voice in hand, he might have just realized he didn't have the ops to fill South America this turn, no matter what.
Yeah, he's got nuke subs as well, which you don't want to play until the end.
And a disaster of a roll for Matt there, rolling a 1. Anything but a 1 stops Dom and at least forces Mike to spend another AR in South America. Okay, there goes Sokov's.
And did that block the Asia Dom?
Yeah, Laos stops the fake Asia Dom.
Oh my god!
But that gives us the real Asia Dom.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. So don't. He hasn't had the. I mean, obviously Uruguay was awful, but he hasn't had bad.
You've had some good rolls. Yeah, you've had some good rolls. But that's enormous.
You rolled a 6 in Iraq.
Yeah.
Matt. You could Iraq, turn 1 AR1, and you rolled a 6.
Yeah.
The 6 on AI War, to be fair, was painful.
Yeah.
But again, I think Matt mishandled that and should have taken Libya.
Yeah. Oh, Matt.
Stop complaining, Matt.
Yep. No. You just hit a 6 on
both these. South America should. I cannot believe how South America turned out.
Yeah. South America should be like every country should have been filled in South America by now.
Probably should have been a draw. Probably Matt should have invented OAS. Then Junta should have been invented immediately. Maybe one of the realigned succeeds.
He just pointed out, like, this is an hour game. So Mike has 12 minutes left.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So that's a very good path to victory here for Matt. It's just time.
Okay. You're down. Okay, there's bear trap. Yeah, we will see the self trap. Okay, what can Matt do here? With everything overprotected, you got a 4. You got a 4 and a 3.
I mean, he could just force with the 4, even with something overprotected. You can just take it. He could jam the 4 into Libya and just take it if you want.
Or Algeria.
No,
don't do this.
Well,
no, I don't like this. I would much rather do Algeria if we're gonna than Nigeria if we're gonna do Africa.
Yeah,
Algeria is much better.
Yeah, you save 1 op by doing Nigeria, but yeah, you lose Nigeria so much easier.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do Algeria there.
I still think I might have done Libya, like
especially because didn't we say Nuke Subs is coming?
Nuke Subs is out there.
Subs is coming.
No.
I'm sure Mike doesn't.
He might be okay with that. If he rolls a few more of those, he might not be okay. But
yep. He's got bad stuff to get rid of. So yeah, I think Spacing Quagmire is fine here. We have to get rid of it.
I would put Panama in the trap on this one.
Yeah, I think Panama's fine.
Okay.
I mean, Puppets is okay.
I mean, Puppets makes Africa kind of ugly, maybe, but I don't know. I guess Panama, you can just pop 2 into Venezuela.
Saharan sets up realigns. Right?
Yeah,
Saharan sets up realigns with CMC in effect.
CMC in effect, and I mean, he still has obligations in his hand. Or I guess you're probably getting nuke subs here, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's true. Okay, well, you're getting nuke subs. What are you going to do with your nuke subs, though? I mean, you're going to coup Angola?
Yeah, now the Nigeria flip doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we didn't need to
get nuke subs.
6 ops on that. I would have much rather flipped Algeria, and then you can coup Nigeria with nuke subs.
Yeah.
Or flipped Libya.
Yeah, Libya would have been nice too. Obviously, Muslim Revolution's still around because we spaced it last turn instead of holding it like I wanted to. But obviously, Reagan bombs Libya is still around too. So,
and Mike's almost out of time. Matt's holding gunmen without China going into the late war. Like, the scoreboard's close now. The actual board's pretty close now. This really could go. Anyone could win this now. Yeah. We got a game for sure.
Oh, and if the Pope had been offended, Matt would have a real Europe path. Okay, here's nuke subs to no one's surprise.
Venezuela, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fine. And then I'm just. What are you gonna do? You're gonna coup Angola with it ridiculous like that?
I guess I don't know what the odds are on it. I would not do this one.
No, whatever it is, it's worse than this. Plus, a coup of Venezuela, a coup of Angola at least weakens it. Maybe you get another coup with grain or something later.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. We got 2 BPs for mill ops, but again, we're holding a known gunman, no China.
And we held 2 1-ops into this turn, which is fun.
Matt's been hanging on to Allende since turn 4. Let's see Kennedy. Okay, Usuri.
Aldrich.
Aldrich is nice. Yep.
Aldrich's the poor man's
nice.
Kennedy.
I think Usuri would still be my headline though, right? You really want to get China back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we're not. I mean, there's not too much worry about getting gunmen's now, but it'd be nice to just get China back.
Oh my.
Okay. That is unfortunate. Matt, you're allowed to type in the chat about that. That's his fourth power card.
Okay, so ABM, it depends on what scoring he has. A coup of Zaire flips Dom. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Zaire.
I was thinking Thailand with Asia, but this could just be this is Africa Dom now.
Yeah. And chances are you have to give up a coup if you coup Thailand there. Like, you probably need a thing to overprotect it or something.
Yeah.
Especially with Matt getting the China card back.
Yeah. So now I'm just taking another coup.
Free solidarity.
Have something to say about that, Justin?
Yeah. Also, I have something to say that roll and that card wouldn't have flipped Algeria if that's the country we had selected.
So Africa looking really bad.
Yeah. We had Africa Dom, but it was a tenuous one, and now Africa is a dumpster fire. Okay. So we got to fight this central Dom, certainly. So I think a coup. I was going to say Nicaragua.
Yeah, I mean, I understand he doesn't want to get controlled in Africa, but...
Oh, he's not going to get controlled in Africa, but he might... I think you event special right here.
Special, yep, event special. I would have put those in West Germany.
But those absolutely needed to go to West Germany. Greece does nothing for you.
Commonwealth and Empire, and the United States of America.
Does Matt have to? Matt does not have to give any VP here. He can space Pershing. Although he's probably going to give a VP in Central. So
yeah.
Matt also should have used Ortega first. It's completely free. And he has designs on cooing Nicaragua this turn. He should have used Ortega before Cambridge.
Yeah, ultimately,
you
it
can always
just matter.
Yeah, as long as you just give Ortega before you coup it, it's fine.
Yeah.
When did Mike take Costa Rica? I didn't notice that.
He built it gradually, I think, on 3 separate ARs. Okay,
there's the Pope.
So he does get it, but he also gets solidarity, and so
okay.
I think it's Nicaragua coup time.
Yes.
Coup time.
But, I mean, even if he gets this coup, it's going to be tough, because even if he gets an enormous role and he doesn't want to coup back in Nicaragua, he can just fill Haiti. He already has Costa Rica. He has access to Guatemala. Like, it's going to be hard to not get dominated in Central.
Yeah, you need a big role there. Then you need a big role in Haiti with Allende, a one-op. Then you need to realign. You can't realign. No, you know what? You can't realign with Pershing. You have to space that because of war games. So yeah, you know what? You're right. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
okay.
well,
unless he has a low roll here.
1 or a 2 here. 1 or a 2. And there it is. Scoring immediately.
Well, the problem is dumping the scoring.
It's still getting him to war games.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think you do it because you're going to give you're giving a VP here no matter what.
You have no other VPs.
Yeah. Your choice. You could, if you're really that afraid of war games, you could do a one-op reline on Cuba with Allende and try and eliminate him. But I think this is the right play. If he has war games, there was nothing you could do about it.
You were going to have to do it AR6. If you could have waited till AR7.
You could have realigned with China, because you're safe.
No.
Because you can do Aldrich. Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't have war games, so that's good
nice
to know.
So he
still
spaces
space Pershing.
Matt needs the space right now to stop the double. He does. He hits.
And now CIA still in the deck. Green got spaced on turn 6, right?
Yeah, so it's out there.
Yep.
And there's that.
That's very nice. Okay.
Yes.
So Now everything's scored except Middle East and Asia. We have a real domination in Asia, fake domination in the Middle East. So how can we contest the Middle East? Not a damn thing we can do with a one-up.
No, you could on your last AR you could break Israel with Aldrich if you wanted. But
yeah, I was actually thinking about that. That's not a bad play.
Yeah.
At
you
this
can also
point,
flip Lebanon.
Yeah, man, South America, so bad, and there's just no reason it needed to be that bad. But we move on. So Allende you could go back into Nicaragua. You could overprotect Japan so it doesn't get jammed. That's not what I would have picked. But okay.
I was thinking even maybe Saharan states set up some real lines eventually on Algeria. But yeah, I think breaking Israel here seems like a reasonable play. I had said flip Lebanon maybe, but that's just asking for a big Marine barracks.
Oh
yeah, and now yeah, you have to do that.
Yep, make him get Muslim. It's annoying, but
and now AWACS becomes a must event, even with Matt in control of Saudi Arabia, which is annoying.
Yep.
Depression, instant recognition.
I was even thinking just jam 2 into Poland there, but obviously with a play like that, you have to respond to it.
A sense of
I agree.
I like the idea of opening the door to Europe control. Although this board certainly isn't lost.
No, if Middle East and then Asia comes in that order, I think that has a very good chance in a final here.
Yep.
Mike has picked up the pace, so he's looking. I mean, he's got to play fast, but he's okay on time.
Well,
okay,
there's
Middle East.
And Brush, although Flower Power lurks, one small step could be interesting, but we don't have a space card. And Defector's useless because of Headline Peak. Boy, what are we headlining here?
I think it's
Brush?
either Brush or Middle East.
Problem with Brush is if you're giving 2 VPs in a war game situation.
But Brush Libya, though, it's unmodified, and that gets you
a real dom.
A real domination, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's your play here. I think you've got to Brush Libya.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's terrorism.
No.
And it's definitely not Star Wars.
No, don't headline that.
It's a shame he got to peak. Otherwise, Defectors would be...
Yeah, Defectors would be powerful here.
Late war Defectors is always very nice. You could probably...
You're probably eating a coup in Egypt. You're probably eating a coup in Egypt.
Yeah, which is why I like Brush immediately.
Terrorism is so weak against Headline Peak.
Yeah.
I
would have liked this as a mid-turn event.
Yeah, I think we're also I think we're giving Brush. I think we're going to try Brush before Middle East, right?
I would think so. I mean,
yeah. Okay. So he has CIA, and you force him to.
Nothing we can do about that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that doesn't. I guess that doesn't matter. That was a go 3-3.
Oh no, Muslim.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's real bad. That's real bad.
Okay, hear me out. He has Muslim in hand, and if you coup here, he's eventing it 100%. So what if you didn't coup and invited him to take a coup rather than event Muslim so you could get Middle East off?
Okay, what can we do? What do we do then?
Put the extra op in Egypt so he doesn't flip it when he coups it.
I think he would just event Muslim if we did that.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I might do something completely separate to distract him with Nicaragua or something. Okay, Nigeria. So now, this Muslim is going to hurt so bad.
Yeah.
It also makes the brush on Libya worse because now
and it makes OPEC
Egypt
better.
Yeah.
This is this is. Okay, now we have to refill Iraq.
Yes.
We have to refill Iraq first. Before Brush, yes. That has to be done immediately.
And let's pop one more into West Germany.
What? That doesn't.
Oh,
what?
no.
Not that.
Okay.
Not that.
All right, I'm glad he did that one.
This is Marshall three Iraq.
Yeah, Iraq's just
Pretty
sitting there.
To me.
You
I
gotta
don't.
take it.
I don't understand why we wouldn't do that.
Yep.
And then the fourth. What do you like?
I still think West Germany could use some overprotection up.
Yep. West Germany's fine. Again, Nicaragua is fine. Just
we have China. We have
Yeah.
China, so I'm not super worried about losing Asia.
Yeah, he's worried.
How bad was the rest of his hand?
I mean, he had North Sea. He had OPEC.
Asia.
Yeah.
So maybe we just see OPEC right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the play. And now we brush. We know he doesn't have war games.
Yep.
But I mean, even if we knew he had war games, there's nothing we could do. So yeah, this is a brush.
Brush Iran, because if we want Reagan bombs Libya as one
Yeah.
VP.
Yeah, and the hostage crisis is gone. Yes,
Yeah,
Iran.
that's fair.
And it protects Iraq from the war.
Oh.
And it's a 3. It's a 3.
So if you headlined that, it would have worked on Libya.
It would have hit Libya. Yeah.
But there's always the chance that he headlines Muslim instead. If you headline Brush.
Yeah.
Because he could have given CIA AR1 if he wanted.
That's the other thing, is if we had hit that, he would have scored Asia right away, so we wouldn't have gotten Dom. But okay, now we're just.
You gotta
score
it, man. Nothing you can do.
Score it.
We don't have the ops to break every turn or something.
Yeah. Now here's the question: would you space defectors with the theory that if he misses? Yeah. So now I'm spacing defectors.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely spacing defectors.
Yep.
He's
showing us what he's doing. He's showing us what he's thinking.
Is UN your hold card here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess if we hit this, Star Wars could be your hold card, huh?
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
that's big.
Yeah, I would hold Star Wars here now.
Yeah, I agree.
We're up on space.
And I mean, do you want to hold it though, or because it could also be deactivated?
Well, not in the headline. So
not in the headline. We can headline it. Okay. All right. There's a coup to get Millops. Now we're going to event one small step for 3 VPs.
Very nice.
Okay, everything is scored.
Wow.
So
let's look at this board. Europe is 5, Asia is 6 for Matt, so that's 11 for Matt. Central is -2, South America is -10. Yeah, Matt's comfortably behind.
Yes, but he, especially if he has an active Star Wars going into turn 10, Voice is in the discard, right? It got discarded turn 7, so he can try and get a Star Wars for Voice turn 10 AR7, which it could get deactivated, like you said, but I think I would probably risk that. I think that's what we're going to need to win this game.
Yeah, Aldrich gone, terrorism gone, gunman gone. So we don't need to worry about it being taken out of our hand. All we need to worry about is it being deactivated.
Yep.
No.
What
not this AR.
No.
Not with no scorings around.
Yeah, save that. That's so powerful.
And no DEFCON chance. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Question is UN or defectors here. Headline peak's gone, so defectors regain some utility.
Well, but
there's a little bit of there's a little bit of DEFCON chance here. Not if you get the China card.
I don't understand this.
No.
No. Oh well.
Okay.
All right.
I still it doesn't matter. I think. So is the idea here we're going to hold Star Wars and
one of those other two, probably
UN, I guess.
Oh, maybe he's thinking he's going to get North Sea oil, and he wants to use AR8,
which he will. That's right. He's going to get North Sea oil, but I don't know that you want necessarily. Okay, guys, hear me out. Hear me out. Star Wars for EEU, and hope we get Chernobyl.
I don't hate that. Is this? I would have taken a little more time than Matt is right here to figure out how confident I was losing in final.
Yeah.
And I would not have clicked Star Wars for ABM right now. Honestly, if you're gonna Star Wars for ABM, like I would have rather just held UN than taken that Nicaragua too.
Yeah. All right. Well, he hits the roll.
Yes.
So takes South America from 10 to 5, which is not nothing.
Yeah.
But 5.
So 9.
So Central's even. Yeah.
5 there. 4 in Africa at the moment. 4 in the Middle East at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh boy. Purge and 5-year plan. Boy, sure wish we didn't give China.
Yeah.
Sure wish we did not give China.
Is this?
It has to be Purge. It has to be Purge.
This is Purge. Yeah.
This
is Purge. This is Purge.
Reformer is a disaster, but it has to be Purge, right? Doesn't have to be Purge.
Yeah.
It's defectors apparently, and it hits Junta. Junta's not nothing.
Yeah, that's a good hit.
Yeah, we got some. So Latin American debt crisis is fine, whatever, no problem there. Iran-Iraq war is annoying because of flower power.
This is gonna be Venezuela. Quote me on that. Oh, Mexico.
Okay, and a big miss there.
It's huge.
Okay, I would purge now. If we didn't do it before, I would purge now.
Yeah, because really, where are you putting your ops? I mean, you probably want to take Cuba at some point, but it's not super important.
Okay. So South is 5, Africa's 4, Middle East is 4. So that's 13, 16, 17 that Logan had, or that Mike has.
Oh, what? No!
No.
Oh!
No.
Oh,
I don't
Matt.
I don't understand that.
We're getting 11, 12 if we take Cuba. So we would be down 5. We need 5 VP back, and Purge cooing Uruguay is not it.
No, I mean I guess you get a huge roll, you get a realign. Oh man, but so much has to go right there, and you're just going to retake it with a garden variety too.
Oh, or he'll do that.
Okay.
That's a great play.
I like
That's a really good play.
Yeah, we're taking Cuba and hoping he misses on these rolls.
Yeah, that was a good play.
We're taking. Yeah, you have to just hope he misses. That's it.
You have 4 in there, so it's not amazing
take the chance
that he's gonna.
Yeah. Boy, I would have invented both Purge and 5-year plan, and that's potentially game-winning if we don't give China. Because Grain is around, right?
Yes.
Well, he has. Yeah. Well, if we didn't give China. But there's Grain. There's I think Duck is around this.
Duck is around. Yeah.
Duck would have been unspaceable.
Isn't Cal still around too?
Uh-oh. Yeah, Cal's out there.
Wait.
Why didn't he finish off Venezuela?
Yeah. What's the?
Oh my God! And he cleans him out of Nigeria.
Okay. Well, I guess. Okay. So his thought is.
Latin American debt crisis is annoying.
Yeah.
If we're going to really contest this means we're not contesting South America.
Oh.
Because I mean, if you want to try Hail Mary even realigns on Brazil, now that's not going to be a thing.
Yeah. The window on how Matt is winning this game is closing for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Purge needed to be an event. 5-year plan needed to be an event. China needed to stay in our hand. Now, to be fair, if Matt has not played China there, he would not have Cuba.
Yeah.
And that is a huge, huge swing. Because that was Dom for Mike there and 4 VPs for him, and now that is 1 VP for us, so that is a 5 VP swing. That's not nothing. But boy, I wish we had China turn 10 and had purged him and also had amended 5-year plan to cut his hand size.
Little late there, Saudis. Little late.
Yep. That would have been huge. Okay, and the third roll here once again for the.
But I mean, we're not doing anything like proactive.
No.
We're just surviving.
reacting.
But this isn't this. We're losing on the board as it is. So Logan or Mike, I don't know. I keep calling him Logan. Mike should be happy to just keep playing South America games because he's winning on the board if that happens.
Yep.
This will be Colombia.
I think you have to event the war here. Again, you're just hoping he misses on these real lines. You have to event. I would event the war here 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're giving up the VPs for flower power anyway. Might as well try to get something else out of it.
Which of Lib and Decal are you giving? Because those are both pretty bad.
I think at this point, Decal, I mean, I know it gives them... Well, I guess you could prepare a little bit for Lib.
What does a coup of Guatemala do for us?
Yeah, it doesn't even give him a domination.
Nothing.
I guess maybe he's prepping to give Lib and he's going to realign Mexico and Cuba after he places into them. Okay.
There it goes.
Yeah, okay. I think that does it.
Yeah, I think this is over now.
I would realign Cuba over Guatemala here. Not that these really matter.
Why are we not realigning?
Wait, no, just why are you not
realigning South Africa?
Yes, that's what I was just about to say.
Why are we not realigning
South Africa? Yeah.
I think everybody forgot about that.
Except Justin. Yeah, you event the II war, and I mean, I think this is just a loss. I don't think there's a way to do it now.
Just try the war. Yeah, an unrepaired libs gives Mike Doms, so you have to repair this. And you obviously can't fully repair it.
That's where these realigns come in.
Derek, will you take on the role of grilling Matt about South America?
Yes. He's going to...
Can you please do that?
Yeah, we're going to end the stream before we talk to him because the language can get kind of bad. But
fair enough.
But yeah, I will take that role.
I hope he asks Mike what his
yeah. I want to know what Mike has. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't win this. Just swing the war for funsies, I think. Yeah. But there's no even perfect realigns. There's no play here that wins you the game.
This math is not getting better for you. This is like when I'm playing Texas Hold'em. And I look at my cards, and then the flop comes, and then I look at my cards again to see if they got better somehow, and they didn't.
Yeah, it never works, does it?
That's doing now. That doesn't work.
That was me checking the final score of the Super Bowl repeatedly just to see if maybe I got something wrong.
Yeah. Maybe there was an appeal or something.
Yeah.
All right. Try the war. That stops Middle East down. Get you 2 VPs. If you really want the highest VP play here, I think it's poking Botswana for 3 VP. Don't give. Oh, what is this? Just try the war.
Yeah.
Matt, come on.
Yeah.
It's bedtime.
What are you talking about? You got to go watch the Buffs in Boise State.
Yeah, my brother went to the University of Colorado.
Oh, nice.
So I have it on here.
This high-scoring event, 35 to 31.
Why are we giving decal? I don't. Well,
whatever.
Doesn't this block Asia too? Like.
Yes.
Oh, yes, it does. Yeah.
Three ups into Asia and then 1 into Nigeria. It's so bad.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking Asia.
1, 2,
there it
3,
goes.
Nigeria.
Yep. Yeah, and that's good enough.
Mike.
Now you just have to
one
fix
of those is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can't retake Asia Dom here.
Matt, all right.
Maybe he was thinking Mike walked away from the computer and he was going to take 40 seconds to do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if he was trying for time, but yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
No, it was not.
All right, you want to sign us out, Justin?
All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage of some RTSL Division 4 action. Mike Logan, a final scoring victor over Matt Dominski in a fun one. 14 VPs your final margin. So thank you very much for joining us. For Derek Miller, this is Justin Abramson. So long for just a while.